Hey guys, so off the bat, buckle up. This is going to be a bumpy ride. I was very ambitious filming this mani. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. I don't know how I've managed to get this under an hour. I can't. This was like a disaster mani. It was very time consuming, but I wanted to show you a whole lot of stuff. So I'm going to be using mostly iGel products. I'm doing a couple of things. I wanted to show you how it compares doing an ombre and a color block, both with gel liquid and with dip liquid. So we're off to the races already. I'm starting off with my gel base. This finger is going to be the gel liquid ombre. So I'm going to do this one with a gel liquid. I'm going to do another nail ombre with dip liquid. And I'm going to do the same thing with color blocking. It's going to be a little weird. Roll with me. I will make sure I walk you through everything. I'm also going to show you how to do some really, really simple and cool looking nail art. The rose that you saw in the thumbnail on my middle finger. Super, super simple. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 dips of the iGel baby powder on my nail. And then we're going to do the ombre with the grayish color. It's warm chinchilla. I've been dying to play with it. I know I've done a lot of gray and white stuff lately. Don't mind me. I'm in a mood. You guys wanted fall? That's my fall. I want to see if I could do some browns or like some neutrals, but my skin tone is weird and it doesn't like warm toned things. So I'm going to try and do this in a way that doesn't make me look like a dirty alien. So okay, a question that I had about gel liquids was, can you just dip? You can if you really want to. However, because the gel does not dry at all until you cure it, it can move around if you shove your finger into dip powder. So I find the pour over method just makes for the smoothest application, requires very, very little filing. So now that I've gotten those 2 coats done, I think you only saw 1, but I did do 2. I'm going to go ahead and get clear on. I'm going to do a layer of clear because then we're going to ombre. Now when I do a dip ombre, as you will see coming up, I typically will do a dip of clear over the color and then scrub ombre on the darker color over the clear. I just find it makes the scrub ombre much easier than trying to do it over the color itself. They can blend funny or depending on pigmentation, it may not come out well. I like doing it over the clear instead. So I'm going to pour over the clear. I probably said dip. I lied. I'm not dipping. I'm pouring. This is so out of my element. I don't do gel liquids very often. I'm not the biggest fan, if I'm being completely honest, for a few reasons. I mean, I don't suffer from dip flu. Thank the Lord. I know a lot of you do. So I don't need to use gel liquids. I can use my dip and be fine. But gel does take a little extra time because you do have to cure every layer. Okay, so here, before I explain anything else, let me show you what I'm going to do. I do dust off the excess, and now I'm going to try doing this little dippy dip moment in the chinchilla color, and it doesn't really work so well. Just do it. This is so awkward. I'm going to eventually grab my eyeshadow brush and start scrubbing, and it works out beautifully. Wait till you see. It came out better than the dip nail, which I royally fudged up. But anyway, so gel liquids. It does take a little extra time because you have to cure every layer. It is a little bit less filing, but the big thing for me is the nails are not as strong. The nails are not as strong with the gel liquids as they are with the resin. I don't know why that is. I would, in my mind, assume that it would be stronger because now you're combining the acrylic with the gel. It must do something chemically within the whole thing. I don't know. I'm not a nail tech. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biochemical engineer. I don't know who makes these things, but it's the strength. Like, if I'm going to do my nails, I need strength on my nails because my nails are very prone to breakage. I'm very active. I do a lot of stuff. I'm on my laptop a lot, typing away because I'm in school. Dishes, kids, the whole 9. So I just prefer the strength of the resin with dip powder as opposed to the gel. Just a personal preference. If you dig on the gel with the dip powder, by all means, use the gel. I kind of like it. If it didn't take so much time, you know me, I have no patience. If you don't know me, hi, hello. I am Marla Chris, and this is what I do. General nail shenanigans and experiments and otherwise weird things. I'm not a nail tech, I'm not a nail professional, I'm not a nail anything. I'm a full-time student, not studying nails at all. I'm studying behavioral science. This is just my hobby, I do it for fun. I hope you're here to stay, so if you like what you see, and if I don't annoy you to death, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like if you learned something. Otherwise, welcome aboard. What can I say? I did dip my middle finger in the warm chinchilla because that's the accent nail I'm going to be doing a little bit later. I did that with dip liquids, just if we're being honest and open and on the table. So I'm going to go ahead and do the ombre with the dip liquids on this finger. I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit. You guys have probably seen me do this a million times, and I absolutely royally screwed this up. I tried doing the tap method first, and it didn't work very well. I don't know, for some reason the colors didn't want to blend together, which can happen, especially with colors that are so far from each other on the color spectrum. So I tried to scrub a little bit, and I was hoping to salvage the blend, and the ombre effect in the center. It didn't really work, but it is what it is. We all have bad many days, don't we? I do too. So I'm going to let you guys watch me attempt this sad little nail, and I will come back for some color blocking with dip liquids and with gel liquids. We'll tackle that here in a bit. Blocking. Okay, I'm not doing this with tape or anything. I'm just going to freehand the color block and doing it like this in both ways, with the gel liquids and with the dip liquids. Super simple. Super duper simple. It's kind of like doing a French mani. If you need a video for French mani, I'll leave mine in the eye for you guys to reference. So here's the thing. you want to make sure that line is super straight. You can fudge it around a little bit with a cuticle pusher or whatever if you need to. But the main thing is when you go in for your second dip, you have to line up that little color block exactly perfectly the way you did it the first time. If you don't, your line is going to look wonky and weird. Promise you. So you do have to keep a kind of a steady hand and make sure you're lining it up the right way if you want that block to be crisp. You can use striping tape or any kind of tape really. I'll leave a video up here for you guys also on how I do color blocking with tape. Super easy. I just didn't feel like doing it today. If I'm just being honest, I have no idea where my tape is. I have 3 kids in this house. Nothing is mine. Nothing is mine. Everything grows legs, wanders away, and I never see it again. I'm lucky my nail area is still where it is. I'm surprised it hasn't made its way into one of the girls' rooms. Anyway, so yeah, and don't forget to pour over your powder, especially with the gel liquids. I know I said that earlier with the ombre, but if you're using gel, I would highly advise you pour over your powder. So as you can see, you're going to see there's not much of a difference between the color block I do with gel and the color block I do with dip liquid. They both worked out absolutely perfectly, and I'm going to put a little bit of an accent on them. I did film it, but I'm not going to show it to you. I'm going to show you how I do the accent nail on my middle finger, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on the 2 color block nails. So I don't want to be redundant, show you the same thing 3,000 times, minus 1,000, it's only 3 times. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get now my thumbnail. This is going to be with gel liquid. The pinky nail was with dip liquid, thumbnail, gel liquid. I'm going to do it the exact same way. Only difference is the liquid I'm using. That is all, and I'm going to cure it. That's it. I'm going to let you guys watch me get my color block done on my thumbnail, and then I'm going to come back. I did everything in clear. I filed and buffed everything. We're all ready to go. So far, so good, except for the ring finger. I'm pretty mad at it, but it is what it is. So now we're gonna do a little nail art. And I'm telling you, this is simple, simple. If you have the right tools and you use the right technique, this is easy. So I'm gonna take my blooming gel. This is the Blossom Blooming Gel stuff from iGel Beauty. You can do the same thing with gel base. However, I find the effect to not be exactly the same. It doesn't spread and bloom, you know, as well as it does with the blooming gel. So you can use gel base. I would absolutely recommend the blooming gel stuff, just a personal preference. So I get that on. I did not cure it. Still wet. I'm going to throw a little bit of my white gel polish on my palette, grab my nail art brush, and I'm going to start making lines. In my head, it looks like a rose. That's what I was going for. I'm just going to start making these squiggly lines around each other until it looks kind of like a flower. And you want to be patient with this because you're not going to see the blossom effect or the blooming effect immediately. It happens over time. So as you keep going and keep building your rose around and around and around, you're going to start seeing it bloom more. And then when you're done, you can go back and add some finer details if you want to. So I'm going to let you guys watch. This might be a good zone out moment. I'll be right back. So that was super cool, huh? Once you're happy with your design, you want to pretty darn quickly get it in the oven. You see me stalling. I was trying to figure out if it was something else I wanted to do or if there was anything else I needed to add, but I just said, you know what? If I mess with it too much, it's gonna look like crap. I got it right into the oven. So now that that's done, I can go ahead and top coat everything. And I decided I really wanted to do this matte. You know, I've been in a matte mood. I don't know why. So I'm going to go ahead with my iGel Beauty No Wipe Matte Top Coat. This is quickly becoming my favorite matte top coat. It's got a super thin consistency, which I know is pretty, I don't know, normal across the board for matte top coats. Doesn't bother me, but I would be careful about making sure it doesn't leak into like your cuticle area or your sidewalls. That's why you see me flash curing a little bit. I wanted to make sure I got a couple of them. And by flash cure, I mean I cured it for about 10 seconds just to set it, lock it in place. Then I went on to my thumbnail. I always do my thumbnail last, and for no reason other than my thumbnail, when I do the rest of my nails, is sideways. And product is going to leak into my sidewalls and it's gonna drive me nuts. So here's the finished mani. This was a difficult mani to do for me, just because there was so much going on. But I gotta tell you, the end result, I'm pretty in love with, especially the rose. I can't believe how, I'm not an artist, y'all. I'm not. I have no training whatsoever, aside from like art class in elementary school. That's the extent of my formal art training. But I think it came out great. It was so easy to do. I love that blooming gel stuff, y'all. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will catch you in the next vid. Love you. Bye.